It's not about how you start, but it's about how you finish. And those that stay in the game make it. I think about the story of Jelly Roll. I'm really a big fan of his music. I never even heard of him for a few years ago. And a lot of fans hadn't, because he's like 39 years old. He's got 16 million monthly listeners, but he didn't have that success until only just a few years ago. Now he's got like Grammy nominations and country music awards and video awards. And yet this dude was in jail for 8 years. He was on probation for 7 years. He didn't actually get out of jail until he was 24. So you feel like you're behind in your dreams. Maybe you feel like you're behind in your goals. Let me ask you, have you been to jail for 8 years? And so it's so easy that we want to compare ourselves to other people that have more than us, but we rarely compare ourselves to people who have less. And I get it, because we want to achieve more. We want more goals. We want more dreams. And I believe that God has designed us to have goals, to have dreams, and want to achieve more. But I believe that we can be thankful, we can have gratitude while trying to achieve more. I've toured over 22 different countries. We've sold hundreds of thousands of albums, not like digital downloads. We sold those too, but like actual physical albums. And we've got millions and millions of streams. And sometimes I still want more. I still want to achieve more. I still want to do more things, but I know I've got to be thankful while achieving more. And I just want you to know that, look, you're not too late. Action fuels success. If you can get focused on one thing and just really work on that, follow one course until successful, and stay on that path and work on that, you can achieve your dreams. You can achieve your goals. But sometimes it's getting rid of the distractions. It is turning off Netflix and YouTube and social media, because I really do want to inspire you today, but I don't want to just inspire you without you taking action, because inspiration without action is just entertainment. And that's what we do as entrepreneurs, right? We watch these inspirational videos by different people: Alex Hormozy, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Brendon Burchard, name your favorite guru, so to speak. But we get inspired about that stuff. But it's like, okay, what am I going to do? I got this one idea now. Let's act on it. Because one, action or acting on one great idea is better than 1,000 good intentions. And you're like, yeah, I should do that. I should write that song. I should reach out to that person and write with them or collaborate with them. Do it. Do it now. Do it today. Don't put it off. But I'm 45 years old now. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I feel like I should be further along, and I'm also very thankful for where I've been. But sometimes I'm just like, man, I look at other people that are younger than me and they're further along. Can put some comments below if you ever have felt like that. Just be honest with me, right? But then I look at these stories of Jelly Roll. I look at this story of Charles Bradley, okay? And I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, but he's got 1.9 million monthly listeners, okay? And that just proves, again, you don't have to be a household name to be successful. And this guy spent years struggling in poverty, working all these crazy jobs. He became this James Brown impersonator, and it wasn't until his 60s that he got a record deal. Okay, 62, and then he ended up getting, so many album sales, and now he's got millions of monthly listeners, and he's 62, right? And we feel like we're too old or we're too young or we can't make it, right? I also look at Susan Boyle, okay? She's got 612,000 monthly listeners, okay? She became that overnight sensation after auditioning for Britain's Got Talent in 2009 at the age of 47, okay? And now she ended up selling millions of copies globally of her album. Right? And it doesn't stop there. Maybe you've seen the movie. I read the book first called Grinding It Out. There's a movie called The Founder. And what's that story about? Ray Kroc, the McDonald's story. And he didn't even partner with the McDonald's brothers like it shows in the movie until he was 52. So he didn't start this brand new dream until he was 52. He had tried all these other things. And you think it's too late, right? Jelly Roll, who went to jail, I lost my dad to suicide. Maybe you've been abused. Maybe you've gone through different things. I don't know your story. But one thing I do know about your story is that it's not done yet. You're still writing it right now. And I encourage you to write through the pains, write through the difficulties, write songs about it. Right? What's that story about the guy that got cheated on by his wife? One guy, jumps off the bridge. The other guy writes an amazing heartbreaking song about it and makes millions of dollars, right? It's just like, how are we seeing life? Tony Robbins says, stop looking at life happening to you and start looking at life happening for you. Look at the opportunities around you. How can I take this painful experience right now and write about it, make a video about it, help somebody with it, right? Like your songs, your music has the ability to either rock a party, inspire someone. I don't know what kind of music you make, but I do know that music pulls the heartstrings, right? And let's look at another person that started a lot later and went through a lot of crazy stuff. And if you haven't seen the movie for this one as well, it's the movie about Steve Jobs. It's the movie Jobs. There's two movies about him. I really like the one Jobs. It's got a lot less swearing and cursing in it. But at 46 is when the iPod took off. 46, right? And this is after he's gone through everything he's gone through, kicked out of his company and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Heartbreaks, divorce, all kinds of crazy stuff. And then 52 is when he brought us this, the iPhone, right? 52 years old. So I don't know where you are, but I just know that you have a purpose and there's a plan for your life. There's a calling. God's been knocking on your heart. But you got to stop listening to that voice of fear and start listening to that voice of faith. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, I wasn't born with a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. In the Christian circles that I come from, we always say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Well, why don't you do something then? Why don't you stop living in fear? Stop being this person that talks all these cute sayings. Show me. The Bible even says, faith without works is dead. Do something. Get up and move. And you know what I find as well too? When I'm depressed or I'm discouraged or just not feeling it, when I move and start just getting involved in something, sometimes I just got to get into a song. Maybe I got to go for a run. Maybe I got to go for a walk or go to the gym and get those natural dopamine endorphins instead of hitting the bottle or whatever or trying to numb the pain or, just watching another show, watching other people live their dreams instead of me living mine. And one thing I just want to encourage you, this is really going to hurt, is that I don't have a favorite sports team. Okay? Unless it says Manifest or Greenwood on the back, that's the team I'm fighting for. That's the team I'm rooting for. I'm from Toronto, right? The Raptors aren't, they don't know my name. I lived in California for a while. The Lakers don't know who I am. They're not my team. I can be like, yeah, they're my team. No, they don't know who I am. The team I'm fighting for is my team. Because if my team ain't winning, then no one's winning. And this is your opportunity. Maybe you didn't have that, millionaire in your life or that person to mentor you. I know I didn't. My dad passed away when I was 5 years old, but I had a decision to make. I could be that one that changes it for my family moving forward. I can achieve my dreams and make a difference, not in just my family's life, but other people's life. And I believe the same thing for you. One book I want to encourage you to read, Grinding It Out, is such a great book. I have a book I wrote called Fighter, 5 Keys to Conquering Fear and Reaching Your Dreams. I share that. I love the underdog stories of people who have just gone through stuff, but they didn't quit. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So keep going.